Hi and welcome back to Bookkeepers Bootcamp. It is the final session. Oh my
God! I can't believe it. It feels like 5 seconds ago we started. Yeah, I'm always sad. It's always so sad to get to the end. I always feel like we have so many sessions coming up that I just feel like it's going to go on forever, and you blink and it's gone. It's a really sad time.
Oh, we've got 2 podcasts next week though. Do you know that?
Yeah, no. Have we?
Yeah, we have. So don't worry everyone who's feeling sad. We're back with 2 podcasts next week. But for now, I know Sarah's saying we're live for the final time, like big sad crying face. I feel like we have been live pretty. I feel like I've been looking at a screen for 5 whole days. That's you probably feel exactly the same. It's been amazing, and thanks everyone who's joining us again this evening. I know it's Friday night and you might rather be doing something else, but I'm really pleased that you're all here, and just like wrapping up the week and like solidifying everything that we've learned during the week and what we can do next. And I just love it. And I can see everyone jumping on and saying they're live. Let us know where you are. Let us know what you are having to drink tonight. I'm not a big drinker at all. I've got a gin and tonic though, because it feels like a gin and tonic kind of night. So cheers, Jo.
Me too. Cheers. It does feel like a G&T kind of night. And yeah, let us know what you are drinking. People are live with wine, and someone's got vodka, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of cups of tea as well. Kath's doing bath time while watching. That is multitasking. Well done, Kath. Well done. Well, we are joined this evening by some of our absolutely lovely members. We are so pleased to have them here. We know that we are pushing them out of their comfort zone to come and be with you. But as you all know, everyone's so lovely, and we're just going to have a chat, just going to ask some questions. So if you want to send some love to these girls, put some heart emojis in the comments, because I know you're all, sending them well wishes and you're looking forward to hearing their journeys. So, so shall we get started, Zoe?
Yeah, let's do it. It would be really nice to know about how you came to start your own practice, what you did before, and I think we could start there, couldn't we? Lilian, you're on the top row. Do you fancy going first?
Yes, I can go. I'm Lilian Skinner, and I am the director and founder of Nomad Accountancy Limited. And I think I follow you, both of you, since your first boot camps, like over the last year, like September 2020. Yeah, and then I think I was on a crossroad at that time, and I'm so lucky that I found you guys, because I won't be here today talking to you if I wasn't actually bumped into your book. I can't even remember how I actually come across you two at that point. I only work in practice. Only work in industry. I never work in practice, actually. So for 15 years, then I took a 5-year career break to be with my little girl. So it's quite a long break. And then accidentally someone asked me to do that book. So I thought, okay, why not? At the beginning, I have nothing. I never thought about having a business. I just want a couple of £100 a month, but I thought that okay, then if I start off, I need my practicing license. Then I'm with ACCA. So you will know that they are not actually easy to get, and they turn me down at that point. And that's why I come across you. If join your class, join your program straight away, and get to talk to you, to get to meet so many people, that lovely people and supportive friends in the group, and that really motivates me to actually reapply again, and I got it at the end. So that yeah. So since I haven't even started your program at that point, I didn't actually go through. I only actually on the Q&A, and only every Monday on the office hour, listening to other, absorbing every, asking question. And that's enough to actually really motivate me. And a lot of people encouraging. I think it's important when you're so alone, when you start out, and to surrounded by very supportive, and, people cheering you on, because you're very easy to get frustrated and lost in the world. When sometimes your family and friend may not be that supportive of your idea, and to going out yourself, why don't you just go back to your employment? And that is easy option for so yeah, I get. And I mean, then I did complete the program in, I think, 6 months, like in June 2021. And then but then I have to say this last year is a fantastic year for me. My business have grown. I turned sole trader into limited company. I have, quite a lot of subcontractor. I don't have to go back to employment job for me anymore. And I fulfill my dream to have that work-life balance. That's the most important thing. Is always the first goal is the work-life balance, to be with my girl. I can drop her off, pick her up from school. I only work school hours. Yes, occasionally evening, not always at the same time. Time management always need to work on. And but pretty much there that I only work for school hour. And then I know at this moment, I know next year will be, this year now is actually will be much bigger for me. And then is to, try to double my profit, turnover and profit compared to next year, that kind of things. So, and I got a business plans because all learn from you guys and listening to everybody.
Oh my goodness, Lilian. Wow. See, look at you just go. Look at you. We just let you go and you just did a perfect journey story. You told us the beginning, where you were at, the hurdles you've had, how you've overcome them, and your plans for the future. Oh my goodness, you need to talk more. You're amazing. You're making people cry in the audience because they're so motivated by you, and they're feeling emotional, and they're like so proud of you. So congratulations, and thank you so much for sharing that. I remember, yes, I remember that the time when you were thinking about, and you've been turned down for your ACCA license. And I know that we spoke, and Zoe, we actually brought on somebody. Did she come onto the podcast, the ACCA lady?
Yes.
We brought Radha Garg on, didn't we? And I think I put you in touch maybe with Glenn from the ACCA.
Yes, exactly, as well. I mean, I think you helped me to actually, if I really don't get ACCA, then I have a plan B, which is actually I also contact Amy Coughlin from ICB as well. So it knew one way or the other, my dream is not going to be broken. I can continue on. It just obviously one way or the other, it just happened that the best choice actually turns out to be okay. But all your podcasts and things, I think I really religiously listen your podcast, actually. That really help the, like you quite always, have some fantastic, people on board and teach you. Still now that I go back to your program, even I read through to actually pick out the one that I really need to revise. Yeah.
You've recently done a rebrand as well, haven't you? Like, you've thought about how you can support a different kind of client base. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yes, basically, I think before you guys, I never know, ideal client avatar. I never about reaching. I never thought of it. I have a good industry knowledge. I thought that my technical skill is enough, but turns out that if you want to run a practice, you got a lot of more things you have to concern: marketing, rebranding. You can't serve everyone. Before that, I always think I can serve everyone. Why not? But obviously with my 25 hours work hour, it's not going to happen. So what I think is basically I relook myself, and then, the people, the group that I'm in. My husband always say to me that you speak to other Chinese language, why don't you actually use those skills that to branch out? So I already involved in expat market. I'm quite heavily involved in months market because I was full-time mom for 5 years. So those two groups is already in. And then I just try to tap out. So now actually I am specialized in expat market. Whether you are expat living in UK or you overseas people, you have investment in UK, or British people go abroad and still need to have a investment in UK or need any tax and accounting advice. That is my specialty. It doesn't mean I don't serve anybody else. Obviously, I mean, like I learned from you, Jo, that it's actually even you are specialized in certain area, you still can actually serve everybody, but it's just easier for marketing. That's why I choose my name to be a nomad. So because I want to be a digital nomad and I want to serve nomad.
Wow. Wow, Lilian, that's so good. You've pulled on your skills, you've pulled on, you know, where you naturally want to hang out and who you want to chat to, and you've managed to build a business around that. So yeah, well done. You have definitely taken everything that we've told you and run with it, actioned it, and now you're reaping the fruits, aren't you? You really have done an amazing job. Well, congratulations. We are going to be coming back to you. We've got more questions for you, but for now, let's move on to, who am I going to pick next? I'm going to pick Paula next. Paula, hi.
Hi, Jo. Hi, Zoe. Hi, everyone.
Hiya. How are you, Paula?
I'm really good. Thank you for having me here today.
Oh, it's our pleasure. It's so nice to see you all. Like, we saw you ladies at the retreat in September. We met Lilian at Accountex as well. So we've actually all met, which is really nice, isn't it? But that was a while ago. I keep thinking, it was only the other day. But it was, but did you ladies all travel together and get to know each other then? Yeah.
So I went up to where Lottie lives, and then we picked up Kat, and then we travelled together. So yeah.
I love that there are like I'm going to say little mini teams happening within the within the group. It's really great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Tell us about your journey then, Paula. How did you end up running a practice?
So I 12 years ago qualified, done my AAT, and went straight into industry. I always wanted to set up my own practice, but no knowledge at all, and just imposter syndrome. Just on your own, you just don't believe you could do it. So went into industry, obviously earning great money, and stayed there for 12 years. And that's where I was. But I knew my heart kind of wasn't in it. And then when I had my twin girls, I definitely knew the pressure was on, because it was month end and the worry of leaving to pick them up and trying to get your work done on time, meeting deadlines and stuff. So I just knew that I had to kind of get out. But I didn't know how to. So because you're just stuck by the money, basically, and you're just like, I really want to stay there. Anyway, fast forward, I actually got made redundant, which I was so happy. And then I thought, I'm going to go for this practice. I'm really going to go for it. But I sat down and just didn't believe that I could do it. I just had so much doubt. I was saying, how can I do this? So I was looking for mentors. I was looking for so many different things. And then I stumbled across your group, basically. And I was like, so I actually watched I think you'd done a boot camp that I watched. And I was like, should I join? Should I not join? And I didn't actually join in the first boot camp. And I just sat back and silently and watched. And then the second one came, and I was like, I have to actually join it, because I know I can do this. So I joined, but I'd already had my practice license by then and set up my business, but I wasn't actually doing anything because I was just too nervous, and the imposter syndrome was just kicking in. So anyway, by the time I joined your program and I started the program and got into the private group and met all these lovely ladies, I just felt that confidence in being able to ask questions, because I don't know everything. So, and it's just that kind of support within the group. If you don't know something, and someone's always willing to kind of share their knowledge. So that's really, really important to me in the group.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, isn't it? Because we assume so much, and we always tend to assume that everyone else that we're watching knows absolutely everything, and we're the only person in the world that doesn't know everything. So hence, everyone's going to find us out. And I mean, I am not, like, literally in my business, how I run my business, sometimes, you know, my clients ask me a question. If I know the answer, obviously I respond. But if I don't even think twice about it. I will go to a member of my team, or I'll phone. Like today, I had to phone Bob, my accountant. And I'm like, Bob, this is above me. Can you get on the phone to this client? And he's like, absolutely. And he sorts it out, and he comes back and he tells me what the plan is for our client. And then I will implement it. And I've learned that new thing at that point. Once he's taught me, I've then learned it. But it's one of those things that we can't know everything. And no one expects us to know everything, except for we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, don't we? And I think as well, sometimes when I know, especially after I had children, I felt like all my brain cells had fallen out the back of my head. And I was like, oh my goodness, like everyone's going to know I've got baby brain, and that I don't really, I can't think straight anymore, and I'm not sleeping at night and all this stuff. But actually, everyone's got families, everyone's got other issues going on in their life, health issues. We don't ever know what other people are dealing with. So I find, and I'm sure you do now, that if you're just really kind and you go in with like wanting to help and wanting to add value, and you're going to be someone to go and find the answer, that's half the time what they want. They just want someone to go and find the answer, and they can pass that and delegate to someone else. They don't need you to know the answer then and there. So I think, how many, right, okay, so you started building. When did you join the program, and you had your practice license, and who's that with?
So it's with AAT, and I joined the program, I believe September March, I think, last year. And I've got a really good practice, and like Lilian said, it's the work-life balance. It's just amazing. I love it. I'll never look back, and I never want to go into a paid job again. So
wow.
And I feel like I can pick up my kids, and then I can, come back, work. I just created that life for me. And I think fast forward like COVID and stuff, it's just what it's about. It's about being able to work as long as you're getting the work done, and not feel kind of the pressure of a kind of 9 to 5 and making sure that you have to get the work done. But the community gets great. The program is amazing. I've just sort of like learned things like ideal clients and stuff like that, and niching, and they're kind of things that I'm still trying to figure out who I'm niching, but I've got quite a lot of clients, and I definitely like clients that allow me to just get on with the work, because I really like to take charge and just kind of let them have a feel and know what their business is about, and teaching them. So, and it was really nice to meet both you and Jo and Zoe at the retreat. And what I love about you guys as well is that you're so willing to share so much information as well. So, and I think that's what makes you two kind of special in terms of sort of like coaches out there and being on your program. I mean, Jo, you took us right through your onboarding program, and you just shared everything with us. So it's honestly, I can't praise you enough.
Well, I am a sharer. I will tell. If you ask me something, I will let you know. That's it. And I absolutely love that session we did at the retreat, where I just sat down there with my centre, and I was just like, right, this is my list, and you girls were like writing it all down. And then, can you go back to that one? And I was like, oh my god, there's like 27 points, and then each of the points have got another few. Like, they're like, don't worry, just go for it. Tell us, we're going to write it down. And it was so much fun, and it was so lovely to meet you girls as well. And I know there's some exciting things coming up, so I think we'll go through Kat and Lottie, and maybe we'll come back and talk about what you three are thinking of doing in a minute. Yeah. Thank you, Paula. And Paula, next steps for you. What's the plans for 2022? So you've got a really great work-life balance. You're enjoying working with the clients that you're working with. Are you looking to grow this year, or are you looking just to keep the status quo this year because you did all your growth in 2021?
No, this is the year of growth for me. I feel like it was last year, 2021, was just finding myself and then feeling the confidence to get the clients that I've got. So now it's kind of marketing and really pushing my business to get those clients. So
well done. Excellent. Well, hopefully Bootcamp's giving you a bit of a confidence boost, and you've got some great ideas that you can go and push forward and take 2022 by the horns as such. Right, Kat, how are you feeling? Hi, Kat. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Kat, so give us a bit of a background, what you used to do. I mean, because it's funny, isn't it? Most people did something else before they started running their practice. Like my son, even though he's training and doing AAT, I can't see him like starting a practice at 19. He's going to go and do something else and work somewhere. That's how it happens. So that's why I'm assuming you did something else beforehand. And tell us about your journey so far.
Well, my career was nursing. I was a paediatric nurse and absolutely loved it, dream job. But for health reasons, I had to stop. And I was absolutely heartbroken and didn't really know what I wanted to do. And so I ended up going back to childminding, which I'd done previously when I had my eldest, who's nearly 18. And it wasn't quite working out for me anymore. And me and my husband had sat down brainstorming jobs that you can do essentially from home. And bookkeeping came up. I had never really heard of it, never thought of it as a career. Said to my husband, oh, this sounds really good. Read out a few things. He went, yeah, that sounds great. And I enrolled with the ICB, and that was that really. However, I ended up having another baby and was still working full time. And so what I thought was going to be a really quick progression through ICB ended up taking a really long time. But I managed to qualify at the end of 2020 and set up my practice March 2021. But in February 2021, while I was still working everything out and applying for my practice license and things, I saw the Six Figure Bookkeeper mentioned in a Facebook group and had a look at it. And I was like, oh, the course sounds good. I'm not sure about it. Six Figure Bookkeeper. I don't know if that's for me, really. But a couple of people commented on the post and said, I'm a part of this. This is amazing. Everybody should be in it. I know one of those was Louise Ball. I can't remember who the other person was, though. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to start listening to the podcast, because at the time I'd taken on a little evening job at Waitrose. It was meant to bridge the gap between childminding, which I was still doing, and bookkeeping. And so I'd go into work in the evenings and listen to the podcast. And I'd come home listening to it at 1 o'clock in the morning. And when my husband woke up, I'd say, I've learned so much from this podcast. It's incredible. And then I think it was about February time. I think a boot camp was coming up in the March, and started mentioning the course. And I said to my husband, I think I've got to go for this course. I've already had so much value out of the podcasts that it would be insane not to be a part of the course. And I also felt like I needed to give a bit back as well to say thank you, because there was just so much coming, so much information. I was walking around with a piece of paper and a pen in my pocket trying to write ideas down. And so I signed up for the course, and I can honestly say I got my practice license in March, and I would say 80% of my income and success I could probably directly relate it to the program. And I'm not even exaggerating. Coincidentally, Lilian was the first person who took me on. She was the first person who gave me subcontracting work. And I will never, ever forget that, because I had no experience, none. I had my qualifications behind me. And I know most people have a little bit of experience. I had nothing. And then Lilian, from the work I did with her, gave me a reference, which got me my first big client, which then was fantastic. And I've then also taken on subcontracting work with 2 other members of the Success Lounge, and one of them's a big one as well. And I've got a client who was referred to me by a member of the Success Lounge, and then 2 others, which have come from me niching into charities and sustainable businesses, which I've done as a result of learning about it on the course. So I'm not exaggerating when I say I'm pretty sure my successes are down to this program. And so I would not be without it, 100% not without it.
Oh my goodness, I've got goosebumps everywhere.
I honestly feel like I'm going to cry. We didn't invite you on here to make us cry. We didn't really have any expectations. Like, we just wanted to have a chat, and this is the stuff we don't know. We don't know about
it, but it's true. It genuinely is true.
Oh, yeah, I can confirm that it is true. It's it's been great.
She knows.
Yeah, it's been great working with Kate. And we're still in touch, isn't it? It's like on and off, too, with other stuff. Yeah, so it's been a great group actually, to work together, collaborate with all the other people in the community.
Oh my goodness. It's amazing. Like, we don't know because people sometimes say, oh, I listened to loads. Someone messaged, I listened to 10 of your podcasts over Christmas while I was driving. I'm like, what? People actually listen to it. But like Jo said, sharing is important. If we know something and we've been where you were, why would we not talk about it and bring people in to the group and onto the podcast? And that's why we run this free event, because we know that we know so many people now who can come in and share so much, and we just want to help, because we don't want to be stuck thinking I feel like there's more for me, but I have absolutely no idea how I'm ever going to make it happen. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's amazing. So client wise, you've got quite a good client base now since you started your practice last year.
Yeah, I still do a lot of subcontracting, so I've got plenty of room to grow, but I'm really happy with where I am at the moment. And because I've got 4 children as well, I really have been trying to grow slowly, because I don't want to have a sudden overwhelm and be completely out of my depth. It's happened a couple of times already. And another one of the other ladies I subcontract with, Leander, she's just an absolute brick for me. And she's always there to answer the queries and have a shoulder to cry on when it's all going out of control. But yeah, it's good. There's plenty of room to grow, but yeah, taking it steady, not going crazy.
How do you manage it around kids? Because I'm guessing, like with COVID and kids at home quite a lot and things, how have you managed getting the workload to wrap around the hours that you're available?
It's pretty good. My youngest is 3, so he goes to nursery. So I try to aim for school hours. It doesn't always work out. I mean, just today I was messaging everyone going, oh, I've got to pick up my 6-year-old at 10 o'clock in the morning. So sent him home from school and I had a whole day's work planned. You make it work. I'm going to do a little bit over the weekend, but I'm lucky that I can do that. So, and some people can't. So yeah, it works perfectly.
It's amazing. And, you know, knowing that you don't need to have that pressure on you to go and do something that there is no way it's going to fit around your life. That's just incredible that you've been able to make this happen. Well done. Definitely. Oh, that's so amazing. And I love hearing that, you know, to hear people within the group supporting one another. And you know what, like the subcontracting, that's a good fit, isn't it? If you need to have more flexibility, that works well. So it helps you build your experience as well. It's brilliant. Thanks, Kat. That's amazing.
Oh, I'm just loving that. The fact that you came into this with no experience whatsoever, and you just had your practice license. And I love what you said, because you're right. Some people have had a practice license and done a bit, or come from practice background, but there are so many of you that have, especially from COVID times as well, that are retraining and they don't want to have a boss anymore. They can't. They need the flexibility. I mean, you know, like Zoe this week, you know, schools in Wales didn't go back. If she'd have been working full time somewhere and is expected into an office, what would they have done with the children? And this is the thing. It's not an easy choice. There's always going to be something hard. You've got to push yourself out of your comfort zone, but it's yours, and if it's harder, the guilt I used to have if I have to phone work to say that one of my children were ill or anything like that, now I have no guilt, because as well my clients are friends, and I just say to them, you know, someone, and then they send me, oh, I'm so sorry, I hope they're okay. Or if I'm ill, I get flowers sent to me from clients these days. They're so lovely. Whereas in the past, it was never going to be like that. So yes, it is difficult sometimes, and we have to push ourselves out of our comfort zone, but the rewards are massive when you get the balance right. So congratulations on pushing through and doing it. Well done, Kat. Well done. Lottie. Now, I left Lottie to last because I know Lottie is a little bit more confident than maybe the other two. Yes, you are. I know you, Lottie. You are very confident. Lottie, me and Lottie usually start off our conversations with her telling me something that I need. Intuitively, she's like, Jo, you need to carry this crystal with you because you are doing this and that, and I love it. So Lottie's a little bit woo and a bit wild, and I love Lottie for that, because you've managed to build a business around this as well, because this is you, this is who you are, and this is what you love. So give us your background and tell us what you're doing now with your practice.
So my background's a bit different. I was a forensic psychologist for 10 years, I think. Then had the children, took a career break, and realised husband's a police officer. It was never, ever going to work, both of us doing shift work. So carried on with a career break for as long as they'd let me. My second and third children have got various health problems. So I was just like, you know what, I've got to find something else. Then I worked in a play school for a while. Then I moved on to doing play school admin. Then I was a TA for a while. And then I ended up, my friend is a VA. And at this point, I was having so many medical appointments with number 2 child, he's 17 now, that I was basically kind of going, you know what, I can't be in a job where they need me. You know, I was phoning the school once a week and going, can't come in this week because. So I went in with my friend doing the VA work, and I suppose she's given me a lot of confidence, because she's always said, whatever they ask, just say yes. And while they're not looking, Google the hell out of it. So that's kind of given me that confidence with clients to go, I'm sure we can do that. But also to say, do you know what? I don't know. I will go and ask somebody. I'll go and find out for you. And I think also because I think a bit older than most of the people who've started doing bookkeeping, that I've got to that age where I'm a bit like, do you know what? This is me. This is who I am. Don't like it, jog on. Hence, why my branding is quite so vibrant, because that's
everyone loves your and I love that. I love what you've got in the background. It is you. And Laura Day Henderson said you're also the wearer of best shoes. So I don't know what she's talking about, but you've obviously got some really fab shoes.
Trainers at the retreat.
Oh, your sparkly trainers. Yes, I do remember. I remember your dress. I remember your dress was like really cool. And then was it witches or something on your dress?
Skulls.
Skulls. That was
it.
And I was like, oh my God, it looked like it was floral and really feminine. And then when you look close, it was skulls. It was so cool. It was so cool. So okay, so you got started. When did you set up your practice? And where are you at now with it?
So I got my practice license last February. I found 6FB, I think it started coming up on Facebook in December or January. And it was the 6-figure bit. I was like, I want to be there. I want to be doing that. And I think I followed you for about a month. And then I was like, do you know what? To hell with it. And so I asked my mum and dad for the course for Christmas. I was a bit cheeky, but to hell with it. I thought, that's what I want to do. So they made a contribution to it, which was very good of them. So yeah, I started it. I will be honest, I've never got past module 6 yet, because every time I go back to it, there's more. And actually I'm loving it. And doing the reset on everything is just brilliant. So I'm still working my way through it. I don't think I'll ever finish working my way through it, if I'm honest.
So we do keep adding bits and amending, but that is the point of it as well. I think all of us need to know that our practices are never a finished product, whether we've been in it for 1 month or 15 years. There's always a point where our life gets in the way a bit and our practice needs to adapt, and then we need to start all over again. So yeah, when I'm going to be rebranding soon. I don't know when, but it's going to be soon, this year at some point. And I'm going to go through the startup program again, because it's my own personal checklist of what touch points I need to touch to make sure that everybody knows the new name and everything. And we do it all the time. I often say to Zoe, what was that resource we made? I could really do with going and having a look at it. And it doesn't matter that, because I'll think about it in the moment, but it doesn't mean you live it all the time. So absolutely. And that's the beauty of it. You can go back, revisit, and retouch the points that you need to look at. And also, like we said, some people start from the beginning, work all the way through. I mean, I think Laura Day Henderson, was she the quickest person to ever complete the whole thing?
She did say it was like an addictive Netflix box set or something. Which I mean, I feel quite proud of that with some of the stuff I've watched on Netflix. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I watched it all back in November, because we reviewed the whole program, which is why so much has been added to it. But I didn't watch it as quickly as Laura.
No, I think that's just Laura being a girly swat, if I'm honest.
yeah, she is. And she doesn't sleep either. So she has extra 12 hours, 8 hours a day compared to everybody else. So, okay, so who do you have an ideal client? Do you have hours that you like to work? What's kind of the plan for the future?
So my ideal client is obviously woo, people who are woo, and people who hate numbers. I suppose, like Paula, I like them to just give it to me and go, just deal with it. Tell me what you need me to know, not know what I need to do, what money I need to be putting away. Having said that, half the time they don't do it, but that's the kind of people they are. In terms of hours, because my kids are older, and my daughter's got a really long school day, so I normally work from about 7:30 till about 5. And that's fine with me, but my sort of non-negotiable is that I go to Spain for a minimum of a month, and when I'm there, I'll work mornings, but I won't work afternoons.
Love that.
So
wow.
And that's my thing. That's what I want to do. I want to be there. I want to be in the sun. I don't want to be in this bloody awful rain and horribleness.
Yeah. So when do you do that? What time of year did you say?
Summer.
You go in the summer over to Spain for a month, and you only work for mornings. And that is the beauty. You get to write, could you do that with a job? Could you do that and say, no, actually, I'm going to have, and then maybe in a year or so's time, you say, do you know what? I'm going to work it out so it's 2 months a year, or you can build on it. And that's what people saying. There's a goal for you.
I mean, one of my clients is health and fitness and all of that, and his I don't know if you've spoken to him yet, but Dan, he does all health and fitness and all of this, and he's amazing. And he's also got a place in Spain. And so we're trying between us to cook up some kind of retreat out there for business people who want to be fit and healthy. And then my excuse for going will be do a finance input.
Yes. Yeah. Why are you putting your hand up, Zoe?
No. I'll go to that.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Leander said she did 7 weeks. I watched her journey in her camper in Europe over the summer and worked 3 mornings a week. It was amazing. I know, it was so cool to see that. Organize. Emma's saying organize your calendar by the planets, etc. Leander has a holiday let in Cornwall, so yeah, we can. I know a few people have gone there from the group, and it sounds amazing. So what's the plan for this year? Obviously, you want to go to Spain in the summer.
Yeah, I think this is the year of growth. To be honest, I've finally I passed my tax self-assessment course in end of November. I'm trudging very slowly and painfully through corporation tax. So I feel like once I've got those under my belt, I can just do the whole thing. But yeah, the year of growth. I suspect rebranding. Ladies,
yes.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of change this year, but it's very exciting.
It is very exciting.
The change is coming because you've got to a point where you're like, actually, I can make this into a different kind of business, or I can approach this in a different way.
I think part of it's about realizing the worth, and also realizing that to give a really good end-to-end service, you need to be bigger, and realizing that you want to grow a business. And it really hit me that I had started this to have my own business. And I think I said on one of the things the other day, actually I've realized I've put myself in a job. I started wanting a business, but I've got quite a lot of work on. And so I'm so busy doing the work that I'm back to working in the business, not on the business. So actually I've just ended up with a job, which isn't where I want to be at all. So yeah, I think it's time to sort of step back and go, nah.
Unpick it and move it towards the business that you're working for.
Yeah.
I know me, you, Lottie, Kat and Paula, we had a good little chat the other day, and I know you're just throwing some ideas around. There's nothing set in stone or anything like that. But, the three of you put your heads together and realise that all of you have got strengths in different areas. You all like different areas of the job, of the practice, of entrepreneurship, and of actually, the bookkeeping, the tax, the accounts, the VAT. You've all got different strengths, and you're kind of mulling the idea over of maybe some kind of way of collaborating together, either as individuals and sharing work, or maybe coming together and creating a business together, which is really, really exciting. I know it's in the really early stages, but I just love the idea that you're even having a chat about it, that you're just like, that is true entrepreneurship, isn't it? Like talking about something that seems absolutely bonkers because you only met in September, and a bit like me and Zoe, like we met once or twice, I think, yeah. And then should we go to Reading and spend a weekend together and see if we like each other and start a business? Does that sound normal? Is that what normal people do? No, it's not normal, but it just felt right. And I love the fact that you are just exploring the idea, seeing if there's something in it. And I absolutely loved talking to you the other day and talking through how, like, the potential ways it could work and things. And so I really do wish you all the best, whatever you decide to do. I think you're all going to be very successful regardless. And I know, Lottie, you're going to be going with your intuition and deciding on which way to go. So it's very exciting.
Do you know what really, really surprised me we had a long conversation about who was going to post questions where. And so I put the question in the 6FB group. And what really surprised me was the amount of people that guessed who the three of us, I mean, obviously I was one of them, but who just knew from the amount of times that we tag each other. And, you know, everyone was like, I know exactly who you three are. I was like, oh, I haven't tagged them in the post, I haven't done anything. And it just shows how much everybody knows each other.
Yeah. And also what I really love is that you've, like Jo said, identified these particular strengths, like the things that you enjoy, the things that you would bring to this kind of collaboration, and said, actually, if we decide to work together as a team, we can actually all play to our strengths, and that makes us even stronger as a unit. So and that's, I suppose, the benefit of niching and spending the time figuring out, like what we were talking about earlier in the week, who do you serve, who do you want to be working with, what do they actually need, is that right for you and who you are, and then you can each bring those different parts, and that actually means you can serve this wider client base. It's really exciting.
I keep saying we're stronger together, but I think I might have stolen that Boris, which is a little bit upsetting. So I've got to stop myself saying it.
But what I love is that what you've seen and what you've recognised is that at the moment you may all have jobs, and you haven't really got the freedom to stop and like, can you walk out of your business for 3 months and come back and it's grown? Now, I know that if I left my business for 3 months, I could come back and it would have grown, because it doesn't need me. It doesn't need me. I like being part of it, and I'm very much integral to the decision making, and I want to be, but I do also know that there is no deadline or anything that's on my shoulders. Which is such a lovely feeling of freedom when I've been in this industry for 20 years and I've never had that. And it's only come about maybe in the last 6 months, because I only started this April 19, and it was really heavily. So it can happen. And when you choose to turn up at work, and when you choose to sit and be with clients because you want to, then it's a very different work-life balance you have. And you really appreciate it. So good luck, ladies, for the future. Right, Zoe, are we going to have a little chat about, so we can get some things going in the chat about, yes, you were going to.
Yes. Okay, right. We've got two prize draws tonight. We promised that somebody who shared about Bookkeepers Bootcamp on social media and used the hashtag Bookkeepers Bootcamp and did that by lunchtime would win some amazing prizes. So we have some Figure Bookkeeper sweatshirts. You might have seen me posting them out to new members. Sorry, it's in the plastic. I was doing that today. And we're also giving away some Jo Malone goodies. So we will do a draw for that in a second. I've gone through Instagram, I've gone through LinkedIn, looked at everyone who's used that hashtag, and you've all been entered into the draw. Also, we decided we'd do another spot giveaway for it, because you've all taken time out of your Friday evening to come and join us. What we would love to know, and we're going to hand this very difficult judging decision over to the ladies who've joined us this evening. What we'd love to know, for everyone who's watching this at home, what was your
number one takeaway? Oh my, yeah. What's your number one takeaway from boot camp? Okay, so like you might have had a bit of a breakthrough and got like a sentence that keeps coming up through your head, and you're like, this is how I'm going to now live my 2022. This is that changed my life, changed my brain forever. So hashtag takeaway, and then put your answers in the comments now. And then the ladies are going to have a little chat in our private chat, and they're going to come up with a winner in a minute. So all get started. And while you do that, Zoe will do the other one.
Perfect. While I get this on the screen, it's probably a good time to remind you that tonight is the deadline. If you want to sign up for the 6-month success program, obviously these ladies have been part of the program. You're hearing about what can happen for you if you want to build your business. Hopefully that speaks for itself. We don't need to tell you more about it, but the link is at the bottom of the screen. If you've been sitting here all week thinking, I think I need to be a part of this, don't miss out, because there are some great bonuses if you sign up tonight.
What are the bonuses, Zoe? Oh, she's going to cough. Okay, the bonuses are you are all going to be invited, whether you pay in full or whether you decide to pay in the instalments. So the instalments are $250 plus VAT for 6 months. So that breaks it down for you. If you do that, anyone that signs up, regardless of how you pay, by the end of tonight, you're going to be invited to a special Rise framework. What was it? What did you call it?
A positioning call. So we've been going through our Rise framework this week for how to find clients. We've been talking about your ideal client, what services they're looking for, aligning that with your goals, making sure that they know that you are there. And we're going to help you to put that in place for your business. So we've got an amazing workbook that we can work through together, and we're going to do a group call. So if you want to come along and basically apply everything that you learned this week in those sessions to your business, you'll be able to come and join us on a group call. Also, lovely Rachel Howarth, who joined us on the one of the conversations earlier in the week, said, let me give you something for your new members. So she's also giving us a sales strategy guide that you can use with all of the posts she uses. I mean, she's a sales expert. It's like the DMs she uses, all of that stuff. So once your clients know who you are, you can just use Rachel's stuff, which is amazing. If you pay in full, we have some great bonuses. So if you pay in full by midnight tonight, you can have a 30-minute one-to-one strategy session with me. I don't know if anyone here has had one of those with me, but basically whatever you need to know, we'll talk through it and we'll work it out with you and your business. Obviously you get a sweatshirt. What else do we do? There's also a new members call. That's the final thing to tell you. There's a new members call next Wednesday at 9:15. So sign up by midnight tonight to make sure you're on that new members call. We'll show you around the course, make sure you've got everything you need, and that you get to know some people who are joining at the same time, because it's good to know the other faces on the call. I've had a couple of chats with people today. I've really just got to stress that the deadline needs to be tonight, because we've got quite a lot of planning to do to get ready for next week. The final thing is, if you pay in full, there's also a VIP upgrade. So you've heard us speaking about the retreat. That was the first time we were able to get our bookkeepers together because of obviously COVID. That was amazing. I think that the bonds that were formed, and I think you don't join a program. You don't join a program because you want to be part of a community. You join because there's a problem in your business you need to overcome. That's why we put the course together. The knowledge Jo and I have from building businesses is in that program. That I hope is just a standard. You know, that information is there, but you get to be part of a group, and you get to come along to 14 hours of sessions every month where you can be with this group, but actually meeting them in person and spending some time in person. And we're going to make it a VIP mastermind session. We're going to have a small group of you. We're going to deep dive on the challenges you've got. We're going to treat you. It's going to be afternoon tea, bubbly, all of that stuff. If you want the mastermind upgrade, you need to pay in full, and that means that mastermind VIP add-on bundle, it's £1,700 plus VAT. So it's an additional £200 on top of our usual program price. Right, yes. I'm going to bring up this spinner, and we're going to find out who won from sharing on social media. 1 second, bear with me while I.
So these are the people that did hashtag Bookkeepers Bootcamp, took a selfie, did a post in either Instagram or LinkedIn, and tagged us in it. And so Zoe's gone through all of those today, created one of her wonderful little flippy wheels, and it's going to start spinning in a minute.
Oh, here we go. Right, we're good to go. Okay, I'm going to click. So everyone who entered, every time I saw that hashtag, you got an entry into the draw. The winner is LWC Accounting. So that will be an Instagram entry. So I will get in touch with you, and I'll make sure that you get a sweatshirt.
Amazing. I recognise that name. I'm trying to think of who it is.
If you're here, mention in the comments. That would be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool,
absolutely. So that person has won a sweatshirt plus some Jo Malone goodies. So we are going to need to have your address. So DM Zoe.
I'll message you on Instagram.
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh, that's Kath.
Yay! Long white cloud.
Yes.
Oh, it's Kath.
Yay!
Nice one, Kath. Well done. Woohoo!
Yay, love it. Excellent. Congratulations, Kath. Congratulations. I knew I recognised it. I was like, LW. Oh, it's annoying me.
If it had said long white clouds, we would have been like, oh, it's Kath. So yeah, fab. Well done. We'll get in touch with you, Kath, and sort that out. Amazing. Right. So have we had some takeaways coming up, ladies? Have you been having a look at the takeaways?
Would you like to do you know how to go onto a takeaway? And if you hover over it and just press show, it will come up on the screen. So Lilian, would you like to pick one to share with us that you quite like the look of, or is it disappeared? I know there's so many comments. It's a bit hard. If you all pick one each and just press show on it as you hover your mouse over it, can you do that? And then it will show up on the screen. You can't do that? No. Okay. You can't do. Maybe you can't do that. Maybe it's not. Okay. Would you like to read one out for us?
Yes. My take is actually from I think from Jane Whitman. Lost that now. As don't overthink it. Just show up and shine. It's not about being perfect. It's being the valuable.
Oh, love that.
Well done.
Amazing.
Well done. That's a good one. Paula, would you like to pick one?
Yep, so I've picked Nikki Edwards. She says, takeaway, finding this group has made me feel so welcome. I've felt alone for years as a bookkeeper.
Oh my goodness. Oh, well, I'm going to cry. No more gin, Jo. No more gin. Right, that's lovely, Paula. Thank you. Kat, would you like to share one?
Sheena Nelson said, was told as a teenager that I would never be anything. Having the confidence to believe in myself has been a great encouragement for me.
Oh my goodness, that's lovely. And Lottie, have you got one?
I'm just waiting for the dog to stop barking.
The dog wants to join in.
Yeah. So actually, it was Sheena's that jumped out at me as well. But I also like Carol King. That I have a responsibility to use my knowledge to help others, and that will help me get myself out there more and push myself out my comfort zone more.
Oh, I love that. I love that, Carol. I think that was Danny yesterday. She was like, you've got a responsibility, when she was talking about the voice and how she had a responsibility to share her singing voice and not to hide it. And actually, we've got a responsibility to share our knowledge that we've learned and spent so much time on. So absolutely. So I think we do have a winner, and the winner is Sheena. So congratulations, Sheena Nelson. If you'd like to DM Zoe, congratulations, and she will get you a sweatshirt sent out in the post.
I will. Congratulations. Amazing. This is so fab. I love giving prizes away. I feel like we should do this all the time.
Oh, no. Just give prizes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sarah says she's I'm not crying, you are. I love that. I think we've all felt a little bit totes emotion tonight. I definitely have. So thank you so much, ladies. Now me and Zoe are happy to stay on the call for a little bit, just to answer any questions if anyone has any questions, or you can DM us and we can happy to have a call. We finished up quite early this evening. Zoe, is there anything else I've missed off the list?
No, I think that's it. I think we've come to the end of Bookkeepers Bootcamp. I know. We would just have to do it again, won't we? I think we should say a very big thank you to our sponsor, Dext, for being with us during this week. It's been amazing to have you behind us. We had a really nice chat with Freddie Minns this afternoon. And actually, if you, we talk about Dext a lot in the group. I know Jo is a user, and it was really interesting to deep dive on what exactly is included in the product, and for people to be able to ask questions on that call as well. So that was such a useful conversation for our community here. I can just see everyone saying, no, we're so sad it's over. We are too, but thank you for sticking with us. We've had so many sessions, and it's been incredible to see so many of you joining us, being part of the group. Thanks to everyone who has, thanks to everyone who's shown up, everyone who has been open. We asked you at the beginning of the week to be vulnerable and share what is going on for you, because we felt that there would be people here who wouldn't feel brave enough to be able to open up and ask their questions unless they could see other people around them doing it. And you guys have really shown the way in doing that, and that I know has made a massive difference to people. We're having conversations with people who are like, I didn't know that other people felt like this too, or I actually didn't have a clue where to start with this before this week. So it's made a massive difference, and we're here because we have a goal. We really do have a goal to raise the profession. We want bookkeepers to be seen at a much higher point than they are, or I think we're definitely getting there. Yes, this kind of thing is making a difference. You guys are coming here, you're talking about what you're doing. We've been talking about raising your profile, talking to your ideal client, but actually by doing that, what you're doing is telling business owners that they need bookkeepers. You're telling businesses that bookkeepers are valuable. And the more business owners hear that, the more business owners think, hey, bookkeepers are really valuable. I need one. I really need one. And by doing that, we are raising the value of the profession together. So well done, everyone, for coming along. Thanks so much to all of our speakers. Thanks to you, ladies. Thanks to all of our guests who've come on and shared things, help people to grow their businesses. Thanks to everyone who's helped us with prizes, everyone who's messaged us, everyone who's shared something on social media. It's been amazing. And we'll be back. We'll do this again soon. And we'll see you next week for a podcast.
Yay! See you all next week. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.